Ball is underneath your dominant eye.
Yes.
Because, and your top hand, of course, is your dominant arm.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about earlier, is about the dominant eye, dominant hand. So it should have its advantages.
I think so. I mean, I think I timed it better. Couldn't time it much worse than I used to.
No, but some of you hit really, really well, so time issue's not there, but you definitely need to play a little bit straighter.
Yeah.
So if we'll do some drills with the top hand,
yeah,
and hopefully we can get it to come down nice and straight. Playing across, instead of coming across the pad and around it, will come down nice and straight. Yeah. So we can do some drills on that.
So I'll just take the one.
Yes.
It's quite hard work. Amazing when you're just standing there, wielding a little bit of wood. So don't trust me with the cricket ball anymore, it's tennis ball time. What exactly are we trying to achieve here?
The first set of tennis ball drills we're going to do, we're just going to isolate the top hand. So we just want to see how you're hitting the ball and the plane or the path of the bat is going to come down.
So my bat's coming down very much like a pendulum at this point, isn't it?
It is. At the moment you're just using your hands to generate some power, so we'll be looking at further drills later on to generate more power for you.
Mm-hmm.
Again, on this set here, you're using your hands to generate the power, and the bat's just coming down as a pendulum. So we need to work on getting your shoulders to rotate further into the ball so we can get more power for you.
So even though I'm actually stepping into it, I'm not doing anything with my top half of my body?
No, your front foot is always coming down in the same path, in the same place, and you're still not dipping your shoulder to give you some more power, some step and swing. So at the moment we're just looking at step and swing, shoulder rotation, and also, if we can, is to slightly change the angle of your back because it's very square onto the ground.
That's interesting. I was told to change the angle of my bat once before I went out to bat and scored 78 runs.
Oh, perfect.
So it's just a question of trying to get every body part moving. I suppose if it's all one good having strong hips, not that I have got them, but if your shoulder's not working, there's no connection between the bat and the body in effect, is there?
Yeah, we want to stay on. We want to stay as side on as possible. So hips and shoulders need to stay side on. Again, we're looking at the second swing, trying to get the hands to go further back. As you can see here, you're only using your hand and your forearms to take your hands back, as opposed to dipping your shoulder, which will automatically push your hands back.
To be fair, that's bloody tiring just using one hand.
It's incredibly tiring using one hand.
I seem to come out all right.
Yeah, we're just cutting across them slightly at the moment.
I think that's the feed.
I think it could be the feed and getting a little bit tired, but we are trying to take the bat back a little bit further. Again, on that one, the hands come down really well on that one.
Cool. So, what are we doing next?
Okay, the transformation from being right-handed to left-handed will have some advantages. Your top hand's now going to be dominant because you're used to batting right-handed. Yeah. So probably the pull shot will be very good for you. You'll also be working your dominant eye as well. So it's got a couple of advantages. Disadvantages will be you need to be very strong off your legs, because traditionally the right-arm bowler will be bowling on your legs, given the standard of cricket you're likely to be playing. And also the cut shot is going to be quite productive as well. So there's two shots that we need to work on through the summer. Other things we need to think about would be angle of delivery from the right arm over will be traditionally going away from you. And also, we need to think about the LBW, because a lot of bowlers, or the right arm bowlers, will be bowling outside leg stump to you. So your chance of getting an LBW decision are going to diminish being a left-handed.
Yeah, depending on the umpiring.
Depending on the umpiring and depending on how good right arm bowlers are.
One thing I was wondering is, what guard do you think I should take?
Well,
does it depend on the bowler?
It will depend on the bowler, and that's probably something we'll need to work on to the next one, is when we're going to get into a game situation, so we can do left and right hand bowlers.
Yeah.
Because your guard will need to change, and that is something that we're going to have to look at as well. All we've done today is just some batting drills, but we'll need to look at feet position, shoulder position, and your eye position as well at point of release. So we'll do some work, we're getting some bowlers in as well, so you can face a couple of bowlers, and then we can talk about the angle of their delivery, angle of their approach, where they're going to release the ball, and what is the best position for your feet and your heads to be in. So hopefully we're going to give you a greater advantage of hitting the ball.
Cool. Now what do we do?
I don't know.
Do you throw some more balls at me?
I can throw some more balls.
Throw some more balls at me.
I can throw some more balls.
Yeah.
Sophie, after your first session, how do you think it went?
I think it went pretty good, though I have actually got a slight confession. I think my box out, which is not particularly uncomfortable. I think it went pretty well, though. It was really tiring just doing top hand drills for 40 minutes. I mean, it's my right hand, even though it's my golden hand, it's knackered now, and I need beer and perfusion. But I think quite a few of them came out quite sweetly. I think there were some shots there that almost...
You definitely timed the ball quite well in some of the shots. You still need to work quite heavily on the step and swing.
Yeah.
Trying to get your head and shoulder over to the ball a bit more. You've got good hands that will come through the ball, but as you say, it's very, very difficult to do 40 minutes of just top hand. Certainly doing the tennis ball drills and then moving on to the cricket ball is quite tiring. Normally you do it for 5-10 minutes and then move on from there. But it will hopefully give you an idea of the stuff that you can work on between now and the next training session. So when you go back to the club and you can do some more work and do some more one-to-one stuff. The other thing you need to think about is that we'll move on to is your stance. Trying to get your eyes a little bit more level and your hands tucked in a little bit more. So that's sort of stuff that we can bring into the next session and then going forward through to the summer. Because the angles will make a bit of a difference when it comes to you playing outside. It's okay for me throwing some always in the same position.
Always in the same position?
I was always throwing from the same position, but it didn't always come out I wanted it to do, but I was always traditionally throwing it from the same position, which made it easier for you to do. Whereas outside it's going to come to you from a little bit more wide angle, so we do need to alter your stance. But got great hand speed coming through the ball, and I think given time, the strength will come into your hand, and then we can move hopefully, progress it a little bit more to some flat shots, playing up your legs a little bit better, and definitely working a lot harder on step and swing.
The step and swing is incredibly hard when you're tired, because you're already juggling, holding the bat up and then trying to bring it up as well even more. It just seems absolutely crazy. You've only got to put it down again, so why bother?
Yeah, well, I completely agree, but it just comes down as a pendulum as opposed to putting some real momentum and some real body behind the ball, getting that shoulder into it a little bit more, which will then transfer the weight through the ball as well. And make you a little bit more stable, so that's the sort of things we'll be working on, and that's what we're going to try and get to by the end of the summer.
And hopefully see my pads and stop squeaking.
Yeah, get some WD-40 sprayed on them and stop them from squeaking.
Should we get a pint?
Definitely.
Excellent.
Definitely. Thank you very much. Let's go. Thank you.
Cheers. Catch you later. I'm utterly exhausted. This is quite shocking. My left hand, however, is perfect. Come on, go to the pub now, because I really need beer. Stop filming. Stop.